Scott and Matt were best friends. They did everything together, raced bikes, climbed trees, and even built a treehouse. But what they loved most was discovering secrets. One day, while playing near Old Man Joe's farm, they found a strange golden key buried in the dirt. Matt picked it up and grinned.
Scott, this is it. A real treasure hunt.
Scott rubbed his chin.
But where does it lead?
Just then, they heard a deep voice behind them.
Boys, some secrets are only for those who trust the Lord.
It was Old Man Joe, leaning on his cane. His eyes twinkled with wisdom. Scott gulped.
What do you mean?
Joe smiled.
Psalm 25:14 says, "The Lord shares his secrets with those who fear him. If you trust God, he will show you great things."
Matt whispered.
Maybe this key is one of his secrets.
Scott and Matt looked at each other. Adventure was calling. The boys searched all over town, trying the key in every lock they could find. Old doors, treasure chests, even a mailbox, which got them in trouble. Then, one stormy afternoon, they saw a cave in the woods with an iron door. On the door was a carving of a key that looked just like theirs. Matt's hands shook with excitement.
Let's do it.
Scott hesitated.
What if something bad happens?
Matt laughed.
What could go wrong?
He turned the key. Suddenly the ground rumbled, and the door creaked open. Inside, glowing words floated in the air. Trust in the Lord, and he will guide you. Then, boom, the door slammed shut behind them. The cave was dark, except for a faint golden light ahead. The boys walked forward and found a rickety bridge over a deep, dark pit. Matt took a step. Creak. The wood bent under his foot. Scott bit his lip.
What if it breaks?
Matt turned to him.
Remember what Joe said. If we trust God, he'll guide us.
Taking a deep breath, Scott whispered a quick prayer. Then, step by step, they crossed safely. But just as they reached the other side, Matt slipped. He shouted as he grabbed a vine hanging over the darkness. Scott's heart pounded.
Hold on.
Matt's fingers were slipping.
I can't.
Scott lunged forward and grabbed his friend's arm.
God help us.
Just then, a warm light surrounded them, and Matt felt strength return to his arms. With one final pull, Scott got him back up. They collapsed, breathing hard. Matt laughed weakly.
That was too close.
Scott grinned.
Told you adventure could go wrong.
At the end of the cave, they found a stone chest. Inside was not gold, but a single rolled-up scroll. Scott read it aloud.
The greatest treasure is trusting the Lord. For those who seek him, he will share his wisdom and lead them to truth.
Matt smiled.
So, the secret wasn't treasure.
Scott nodded.
It was learning to trust God.
When they left the cave, the door vanished behind them, as if it had never been there. They ran to tell Old Man Joe everything. Joe laughed.
Boys, you've learned Psalm 25, verse 14 in the best way, by living it.
Scott and Matt never forgot their adventure, and from that day on, they knew. The greatest secrets weren't in caves or treasure chests. They were in God's hands.